I'm going to ever be. I'm never going to get out of this shitty apartment. I'm never going to, like, amount to anything. Like, all those aspirations I had, I was like, I'm never going to get there because I'm stuck. I'm trapped within this addiction, and it's never going to work. And I thought a few times of just killing myself.
Yeah,
I thought of that. Ending it. Because, I don't know, you guys probably heard, is it Tony Dungy? His son.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, his son killed himself because he had a gambling addiction.
It was gambling.
Oh, really?
Right? Yeah. Tony Dungy, yeah.
Yeah, you think about it, this is this well-known NFL head coach. Well, his son's probably ex-head coach, yeah. Well, his son is probably well off.
Oh, he's rich.
For sure. Yeah, but had addiction,
still had tens of millions of dollars, I'm sure, or his dad did. He never had to worry about working ever in his life.
No, he didn't.
At least inherit it. Yeah.
But he had this gambling addiction, and he kills himself because that's how low it brought him, even though he was still going to be able to eat and have a roof over his head.
Yeah.
Wow. So you can relate to, you can understand how it can go that far.
I can see
depression
it. I can see it. Yeah.
Self-pity.
When you're down to your last dollar and you think that it can't get any worse, and you're just like, I have no value. At points I was like, I have no value in my life. At that point you're like, what's the point? What's the point of, even going on?
You're not even enjoying your life.
No, you're not. And there's so many times I look back and there's so much time that I wasted, and that I was like, man, I wish I could just get that time back. Because day in, day out, I was in casinos. And I would lose my money, and then after that, then I'm just in this funk, and I'm rude to people that are around me, and I'm like, can't get out of it because I'm too worried about finances and how I'm going to pay for bills and yada, yada, yada. And then it's a simple fix. Just don't go.
Right.
Or just win more money.
Or that too. Yeah.
Yeah, that
gets you out of finances real quick.
That's another thing, is you're always, for anybody that's listening to this as a gambler, you're always trying to win that money that you lost before, but you're always trying to catch up.
Right.
It's all the time.
Well, and that doesn't end.
It never ends. It's never end. You'll never catch up. Get it through your head. You'll never catch up.
Well, I'm sure you're always thinking my time's coming. I'm going to come up and I'm going to get a good streak or whatever, and then win back everything, and it'll all be worth it. But 100%. Casinos are trying to take your money. They're not making the money because they're giving it out. They're taking your money.
Yeah,
shit's against you.
Those casinos they're beautiful.
Yeah.
They're up to date.
They got fucking fountains and all-you-can-eat buffets and
dealers
shit.
are nice.
Yeah, they're paid well. They make good money.
They always try to be like, oh, man, you should have had that. You should have hit.
Well, that's why a lot of those Native Americans that are part of those tribes get money, is because the casinos are making so much money off of people going to the casino that they're giving out money to. If you have that Indian heritage or the Native American blood, then you just get a check for being Native American.
Yeah.
Because the casino's making money.
The Muckleshoots were getting like $3,000 a month.
Right. Just for being that part of that family.
Yeah, that's not losing money. They're doling it out. And you can get as much education as you want. Like all their education's paid for.
Oh, right.
They even had their own gas station where they can get like huge discounts on gas and all their,
don't they have like almost free living quarters too?
There are stipulations, because I had to renovate a couple of those houses before. I was in between jobs. I was working for this carpenter.
Right.
And there's stipulations, but they would it was weird. Like every month they'd go, like in the beginning of the month, they'd buy a badass car, wad that bitch up in like a fucking week. It'd just be like a wreck, within a week. And then they wouldn't have a car because they'd waste all their money. And then the next month, get a new car again, like fucking wrap a Mustang around a telephone pole.
That sounds nice to be able to get $3,000 a month.
Just
free, for living.
Not even working. Just you just get
living.
$3,000 just being a Muckleshoot.
I'd
probably have like a part-time job.
Yeah, a part-time.
I'd have a full-time job and be fucking stowing that shit away.
And nowadays, yeah.
So we got about 20 minutes left before you got to get out of here. But I heard you say something that I want to get into. Or I just want to hear about. So you said when you were your senior year in high school, you were kind of in between houses.
Yeah, it was one of those things where my grandmother obviously needed a place to go. My aunt took her in
So, who did you live with?
I lived with my grandmother.
Okay.
My mom, she was kind of in and out of my life due to addiction, due to, all types of things. The one that predominantly watched me was my grandmother.
Okay.
And when we lost the house, she took shelter with my aunt, and I kind of was like, I had a high school girlfriend, high school sweetheart at the time, and I was like, well, I'll stay with her. But then that was kind of weird because her mom was like, okay, what are you doing? Are you living here? Are you not living here? What's going on? We care about you, but we're not necessarily wanting to house you.
Well, you're in high school.
Yeah, and it was like,
that's their daughter, and you guys are dating.
Yeah. So
it's not like one of her daughter's girlfriends.
You guys are fucking.
Yeah.
And she knows.
Yeah,
it.
and you're in
Nobody wants to remind her their daughter being
in high
violated.
school,
Yeah.
and you're in high school, and the last thing I would want my daughter would be living with their boyfriend in high school already.
Yeah. Yeah.
And before senior graduation, you're pregnant.
Yeah. That's probably what she's thinking. This dude's gonna knock my daughter up.
Yeah. I wouldn't have trusted myself back then.
So was your father not in your life either?
No. He was. I mean, he's always been around. It's the thing is we've never had a relationship. It's not that he's a bad guy. It's just him and my mom made a decision not to be together, and I kind of seen him every now and again, and he made somewhat of an effort
to be a part of your life,
to be there. But then again, it was like somewhat of an effort. It's like I see you maybe every 6 months or maybe every year, stuff like that. And it's he started other relationship, other families. He had other kids, and I get it. It's not life is life. It's I know my on my mother's side they want me to hate him, but it is what it is. I hold no regrets. I don't look at him abandoning me like, hey, you had stuff going on. Here's the thing: is he was 14.
Oh, when you were born?
He was 14
Whoa.
when he had me. So, I'm talking about all these decisions I made as a freshman. Well, he had a big decision to make, whether, he's going to step up to the plate, not step up to the plate.
Yeah.
So, at 14, my mom, when she had me, she ended up being 16. They both had grown up to do it themselves. So, I don't hold any grudges on either one of them.
So my mom, you come to an understanding of why he probably off the bat was not thinking I'm going to be a part of this kid's life.
Yeah,
per se.
And
he's 14.
Yeah, and I coach 14-year-olds, and 14-year-olds, and they come in, green-eyed, green behind the ears, and if I'm to look at any one of the kids that I coach as freshmen and say that you're going to be a father, you're going to be a mother. That'd be crazy.
Right.
That's insane.
You would never expect that.
Never expect it.
Did you used to hold a grudge though? Like that used to hurt you a lot, or I think just for me, I could imagine.
I hear stories. I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't have the best memory, but I hear stories about how I was let down because my dad said he was going to come to my birthday and never showed up. Stuff like that. But I don't remember those. I mean, I'm doing okay now, so I don't sit there and dwell what didn't happen 30-something years ago.
Right.
It is what it is. And we talk every now and again. I think the last time I talked to him was for New Year's. He called me up. We had a little conversation at New Year's. I said, yeah, dude, we got to, because he's in Everett.
Okay.
And so we're like, yeah, we got to hang out. We got to go have dinner. And he has his life, I have my life. And, you get busy and you talk about doing stuff and don't do it. Eventually, I'm going to make it up there and we're going to have dinner. But as it is now, it's kind of that every Father's Day, New Year's, any kind of special occasion, we'll kind of reach out and say hello.
Well, I hope you do. Just because it's good to be in touch with your biological parents.
Yeah,
I don't have the same experiences that you had. Like I had both my parents in my life when I was growing up, and they were older when they had me. I guess is probably part of a factor, but yeah, I think it's always good to have a relationship with your biological family, as long as it's healthy for you and not hurting you.
Well, he's told me before that he feels headbutting the mic. He tells me before that we've had a conversation before where he feels a certain way that I'm mad at him by some means. Like, I don't. It's good, dude. We're A-okay.
Yeah.
Granted, we don't have, when we do talk, we don't have much to talk about, but there's no grudge.
Well, if I was in his shoes, I would feel the same way. Like, I would expect you to hold a grudge to a certain degree, for sure.
Yeah.
Him not being like a part of your life or helping raise you. And then also, he obviously knows what you went through with your mom. Obviously not easy times with her addiction, and then you having to grow up with your grandma.
Yeah.
So it sounds like growing up with your grandma was good?
Oh, it was awesome.
Yeah.
She's the rock of my life. I mean, she is the strongest, funniest woman I know. And she doesn't play, doesn't take shit. She'll tell it how it is. Like, if you're fucking up, she's going to tell you you're fucking up. Like, what the fuck is wrong? Right now, she's raising my brother and my sister. Because my mom's still kind of in and out of places.
And she had more kids. That's your brother you were telling us about?
Yeah, okay. He's 18. My little sister's 13.
Oh.
So big gap.
Yeah.
But she raises them, and, she pretty much, she tells it how it is.
Your grandma's the rock of your family.
Yeah, she's not going to play.
She holds it together.
She'll tell, my brother had his graduation last June or July, what was it? June. And we were all giving speeches, and she goes, "This boy was a handful, and I'm glad that he got through it, but man, is he bad." Like, everybody's saying these heartwarming things, and she's like, he is a bad kid.
Well, like, we all know, you hear about the statistics of people that grow up in families without their father in their life. I mean, it sounds like you turned out pretty good, and your grandma seems like she played a big role in your life, a big part of keeping you together.
Oh, yeah. She kept me on the straight and narrow. I mean, there was a few slip-ups here and there.
You wanted to be a cholo?
Yeah, wanted to be a cholo. Thug life for life. And I had, my own addiction.
Yeah.
But in the end, I think I'm kind of where I want to be. I'm out of debt. It took a little while out of debt.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Appreciate it. We're looking to buy a house, just got engaged, looking to have kids, and everything's on the up and up.
How long have you been off gambling?
2 years.
2 years?
2 years.
Congratulations. Yeah. Did you do anything, or did you just stop going and you just haven't gone back?
I just stopped going, and then once, the more and more, because I've done that before where I was like, okay, I'm done gambling, and then I take a break for like 3 months, and then I go back, and it's like even worse than it was before.
Right.
They say when you take a break and you're not fully weeded off something, that's when a lot of people, like for drugs, for instance,
overdose.
That's when they overdose.
Right.
They come back to it and they just hit it even harder. Like, I missed so much time
because they've been waiting for that.
Yeah,
moment.
They've been waiting for it, and that's what for a long time I was waiting to go back. Well, after being, finally being successful in life, finally, enjoying life. Like, I've been on more vacations with my current fiance than I've ever been in my life. And it's due to not gambling. Hey, save some money. Store some money away so you can enjoy life. And so, I've been really fortunate on getting away from that and kind of soaking in life and knowing that that's not the path I want to take. I didn't have the gun in my face experience where I was like, cut and dry, done with it. But then, I had somebody that was a rock for me, and that was like, kind of told me how it was. Just like my grandmother, the woman I'm with, she's tell it how it is, and I think I needed that, and she pretty much helped me out of a dark place.
Yeah.
So right now you're working a full-time job with overtime.
Mm-hmm.
You're coaching high school and 10-year-old kids.
Yes.
Would you call that a way of you keeping yourself busy so you don't have time to go to the casino, or
no?
Like, is that a good escape for you, or?
It's I mean, I love my job and I love coaching soccer. Soccer, I've been passionate. I've been involved in soccer since I was like 5.
Were you doing that when you were gambling?
I was doing that when I was gambling.
Oh, okay. So you were doing all that,
but not coaching my stepdaughter's team.
Okay.
That started because her coach was in the Coast Guard and they needed a coach, and they're like, well, he coaches high school soccer, so he should coach your team. And I was like, oh, okay. I don't have a lot of time, but
Thanks for
all right, thanks for volunteering.